Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is al-khattab and I'm cross addicted. Oh, wrong video. Actually, today what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to bread things in a classic standard breading procedure. And what we have here, over here, these are croquetas de la papa, which means they're potato croquettes. And I do that with kuzbara as they say here in Morocco, which is cilantro, onions, a little butter, and almost a mashed potato. It's a little bit harder, you know, it's like a mixed texture inside. We put them together, and we put a little egg in there to bind it. We let it get cold, and the first step of breading is Bismillah, right? And then you take it and you anglaise it, which means you put it in the white stuff first. This is flour. And what you should always do with your flour is always season your flour. We'll do it all at once so we don't have to keep on one by one. Another thing that you'll hear me always talk about is mise en place. Mise en place, I don't know how you properly say it in French, but it's a French word. I believe it's M-I-S-E-N-P-L-A-C-E, and it means to have everything that you need here, so when you're ready to cook, it's ready to roll in general. So we're going to get all these breaded, and we're going to knock these out, and they're really good. Now, what I do with these is, basically, I have a falafel cafe here, right? So I try to stick to things that I could just deep fry, so I don't have to run around like a headless chicken, as I always say. So these kind of fit our recipe pretty well. Is it healthy to eat deep fried foods like this all the time? Absolutely it's not. But I'm a culinarian, I'm not a doctor, so that's what I can tell you there. But it's better than eating the mortadella junk that they eat here. Which probably has zero meat in it. They claim that it has some. So this is what we're doing. Our cameraman today is my sous chef, and who runs the front of the house, that's Sheikh Abdulaziz Ibn Yusuf al-khattab al-Ashari. Al-Ashari or Afri? Which one are you?
Ashari.
You're Ashari?
Yeah.
Punjab. Punjab. Okay. Now, what we have over here while I'm doing this, we have breadcrumbs. And I used to buy seasoned breadcrumbs, and what a waste of money that is. You could take all your leftover bread and utilize it. What's that? Well, of course, as the sous chef here says, homemade. And I made this with leftover breads that I put in the Molinex, and I put a little cilantro, a little garlic, S&P, salt and pepper, and put a little cayenne pepper in there, a little fresh garlic, and I hit it. So remember, this white stuff here, the white flour, we season this to it, because the whole idea when you cook is to add levels of flavor. That's what separates a chef from a cook, right? Actually caring about the food and trying to elevate your flavors in every step that you take, inshallah. So that's what we're doing now. Probably kind of boring watching me anglaise these things, but hey, this is good conversation. This is how we bond, right? What else would I do? Who else could I talk to here? So now, once this is all dusted and covered, or anglaise as they call it, and some people, like in Morocco, they just bread their fish like this. They anglaise it, and they throw it on the grill. So now, that's step one, it's done. Next thing we do is we have egg wash, right? And we have the breadcrumbs. So when we bread, this is a standard breading procedure. We have what you call wet hand, dry hand. So, this is my wet hand. Okay? I make sure this is completely wet. I throw it in here, and then with my dry hand, I cover it, roll it back, make sure it's covered, and anything that I see that's still wet is the part that's not going to be breaded well when I go to deep fry it. So this is the chance to save it. If you really want to do a good job, you do this twice, and you're guaranteed to have a really nice coating. and that's breaded. So there, my beloved friends, brothers, sisters, enemies, is one breaded croqueta de la papa. Now, we have one more thing I want to show you today, and we'll do that real quick. 1 second. I'm going to wash up my hands. I do not believe that part. Take the smell. These are the next things I made. These are couscous balls that also have the cilantro and onion stuffed with a homemade cheese. I make the cheese here, and it's pretty simple to make cheese. I'll show you how to do that one day. And then I put fresh garlic and little S&P in there, and we stuff that in the middle. And the same thing. We're gonna roll these, right? We're gonna roll them and anglaise them, as we say, in the flour. Gonna take it. That's the wet hand, right? Wet hand. See the spot there? It's not covered. Gotta cover that, otherwise it's not gonna stick. Then we throw it in here, and bang, it's covered. Now I'm doing this, and when I'm done with my breadcrumbs, I'm gonna throw them out because we've contaminated them with egg. And it's, you know, unless you want to have somebody get the cold chills and vomit, that's what you got to do. And we're done. These are going to be deep fried too. And that's your lesson for today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.